Okay, so I had this light bulb moment, and I've totally got to share it with you this morning because I hadn't even realized, one, that I was holding space for this, and number two, how much of a difference it makes with having boundaries and having clear expectations, I think is the best wording for it, until this happened to me. So if you saw my other video, then you know already about the fact that I had a client that had something come up, a great thing. I'm not going to go into the story, watch the other video, but that we needed to cancel on the same day their appointment, right? And for this client, they already know because it was their situation, because it was something they chose to do, that that appointment was just gone, right? Like, not a big deal. We're on a monthly scheduled, we get together X amount of times, each week, those kind of things, right? And so no big deal. That one was gone. Oh, well, it's gone. No big deal. But in conversation with someone else about something else, I had that, like I said, that light bulb moment of, I do have other clients who I've noticed don't already have that understanding or that mindset. They just automatically expect, whether it's something that we're scheduling ahead or something that happens, within a 24-hour period, that time will be given to them again on a different day or time. So, like, even though it's being taken from here, it's okay to plug it in somewhere else. And I realized, have I held space for that and left that open? And it got me digging in just a little bit, just like I had talked about, over these last couple of videos, and about the value of time, right? And getting time back, which, they say we can't do, but in that instance, I happened to, acquire the extra time to work on the things for myself that I wanted to and needed to work on. And I did. I got some headway yesterday. It was great. But here's the thing. I might not realize, but maybe I don't hold value for my own time. Oh, snap, right? I mean, if I'm looking at this in a way that it's like, okay, well, I know we were supposed to meet at this time, but now it's got to change to later in the day, or now it's got to change to another day this week. And I just take that time from this spot in my calendar and move it and plug it into another spot in my calendar, and not understand that so many times the time that I'm giving them to replace the time that they didn't have is oftentimes taken from the time that I allocated to myself for my own business. So what does this mean, and what does this look like? Well, it's not that I can't swap, right? And it's not like I don't work with people to plug them into a different spot in the calendar if they need it, right? That's not an issue at all. Like, I've got a very good rapport with my clients, and we're able to do that, and it's not a major issue because I can look at my calendar and I can have something that's blocked for A, and I can switch it out for B and put B in A spot, right? It's not like an issue. But when it's something that's happening, especially in a close to that time moment, that completely adjusts what I have available for my day, for my time, for the mindset that I'm in, because I do prepare, I do know that I have a time coming up with a client, and so, what is it we're going to be working on, and making sure that I'm in a good energy, because it's not their responsibility to make sure I'm in a good energy when I come to sit down and work with them, right? But so suddenly I looked at all of this and I realized, I don't know if sabotaging is the right word, right? But am I just not placing enough value on my time that I'm making it seem like it's not a big deal? And of course I can cater to you and what your schedule is or what you want. And again, this isn't about, any one particular client. Honestly, this rolls into anything, family, friends, relationships, whatever, right? But how do I view that time? And then how do I view outside of that my time? Because the real tea on this, guys, is I think that I have taken and looked at a block of time that I have with a client as more valuable than a block of time that I have set to work on my own stuff. Oh, yeah, so I bet you didn't know that you were my journal today, but kind of looks like you are, so thank you so much. and so as I just said that and talked about, realizing the value that I'm placing on a client, it's not just on a client, Like, as I'm like, this is really digging into me, I realized there are many things that I am placing in as more valuable, more urgent, more necessary to take care of than some of my own things on building my own business and building out the future that, I'm dreaming of, but also doing the things that, I'm suggesting and helping other clients to do. And yet, am I really implementing all of that in my life? Yeah, it's been an eye opener. It really has this morning. So I wanted to share that with you because just as this process was getting started, I didn't even know I was going to continue going this deep. So again, thank you for being my journal. But yeah, there's some work to be done here because this right here can be an absolute game changer for any entrepreneur to really dig into that and understand that maybe we need to look at the value of our time and adjust how we are looking at it. Because I don't know about you, but I can literally, in my head, hear myself saying to people when they're like, hey, do you want to go here? Do you want to go there? Do you want to do this? Could we do that on this day? Whatever. I mean, even outside of what I'm doing with clients, I'm just talking like life in general, right? And I will think to myself, oh, well, I planned on, working on my business. I planned on doing this during that time. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm good. That's okay. I can just cancel that. That's okay. No problem. No problem. I can just move that. I'll work on it some other time. I'm sure I'll feel like it, after 8 hours of doing this or that. I'm sure I'm going to feel like plugging in and working on it. And I'm not telling you that I don't want to have fun and that I don't want to do other things. And I'm not telling you that I'm not going to work with clients and move their schedules around if that needs to be. But what it is today, right now, in this moment, this journal moment that I'm having with you, this epiphany that I am having is the fact of I'm not placing enough value on the time that I schedule with myself to write it down in my calendar and actually block it as time to work on something specific with my business rather than kind of leaving that spot open that, I could do it then. No, be intentional. Plug it in there, Amy. Plug it in there. Put it in that during this time to this time, you're working on your business and whatever else is happening around is going to happen around it, just as it would with a client. I need to understand the value of my own time. And then back to the boundaries and the expectations. This is something that I'm going to work with Sky, of course, my ChatGPT, and figure out how we can word this in my contracts with my clients to make sure that there is the understanding that it's not going to be a common practice that we're continually readjusting and rechanging and moving things around and starting later, changing to different times during the day, changing to different days, whatever, that those kind of things, it's going to move a little bit more in a professional business type of standing, which is what I should have done in the first place because I should be valuing my time with my business. And gosh, I hope this is helping anybody out there who is dealing with this themselves, and not just with clients, but with family members who are like, oh, well, you were just going to, you're available, right? Because you're sitting behind a computer. Just because I'm sitting at home behind a computer doesn't mean all I'm doing is playing, I don't even know the games on the computer, but, no, I'm actually working. And so understanding that we need to set those boundaries, we need to set those expectations and make sure that we're doing what we need to, because otherwise, when we're feeling frustrated that we have not moved where we should be, where we think we should be with our business, we need to look back over and how much of that time did we not put forward what we planned on doing, what we thought we did. When we do that review, can we look at it? When we look back at the results, how much of it did we actually do work when we said we were going to? And how many times did we go ahead and say, it's okay, I'll get back to it. So I've dropped the coach word pretty good in here, I'm sure. So in case you didn't know, yeah, I'm a coach. I'm a coach for entrepreneurs, and I am Miss Amy. And if you have watched this long, then I am guessing that this would be something valuable to help you out with. So you know what? I'm going to throw this out to you. If you reach out to me and let me know that you watch this video to the end, I am going to give you a free discovery call and help you get this started in your life too. So have a phenomenal day. See you next time.